You ever do everything you were supposed to do and life still doesn't make any more sense? You followed the rules, you improved yourself, you questioned the system, you maybe even saw through the illusion. And somewhere in the background, there was an assumption. If you did all that, something would arrive. Meaning, relief, clarity, something that says, okay, now this all makes sense. Instead, you mostly get emails and bills. Just life. Still happening, still ordinary, still asking you to wake up tomorrow. Philosophy actually has a name for that moment. Absurdism isn't the belief that nothing matters. It's the experience of wanting meaning and discovering the universe doesn't seem interested in providing it. Not cruelly, not dramatically, just neutrally. It's like asking a question into a canyon and only hearing your own voice come back. People respond to that moment in different ways. Some burn everything down. They say, if it's all meaningless, then nothing counts. So they turn insight into destruction. That's that's Fight Club. A man realizes the story he was sold doesn't work. His career, his consumption, his identity. And instead of staying with the realization, he splits himself into two. One half collapses, the other half overreacts. Tyler Durden isn't freedom. He's what happens when meaning disappears and someone mistakes chaos for resolution. The fights aren't the point, the clubs aren't the point. The story is asking a quieter question. What do you do when the promise fails? Others respond by becoming untouchable. They say, if nothing matters, neither do I. So they get smarter, colder, more ironic, drunker. That's Rick and Morty. Rick sees the absurd very clearly. Infinite universes, randomness, no cosmic concern. He uses that awareness like a shield. He's right about reality, but he's wrong about what to do with it. Knowing the universe doesn't care doesn't mean stop caring. That's not freedom. That's not liberation. That's insulation. Absurdism isn't destruction, and it isn't detachment. It's the refusal to lie. It simply says, I won't pretend there's a guaranteed meaning, but I also won't turn that into bitterness. That tension, staying without resolution, that's the absurd. There's an old man pushing a boulder up a hill. You know the one. Every time he reaches the top with it, it rolls right back down. Has to do this for eternity. Most people think the story is about suffering. It isn't. It's about continuing without illusion. The moment the man stops hoping the hill will finally explain itself, something shifts. It's not happiness, it's not purpose, it's honesty. Absurdism doesn't ask you to solve life. It asks you to stop demanding that life justify itself to you, which turns out to be strangely peaceful. Because once you stop asking, what is this for, and start noticing something else, like, what is this like? The coffee, the walk, the conversation that might not go anywhere, the jokes that land even when they shouldn't. Absurdism isn't bleak, it's intimate. People think absurdism leads to despair. It doesn't. It only does if you believe meaning must be assigned before life can be lived. What if meaning is more like laughter? You don't judge it, you don't control it, you can't schedule it. It just happens and then it's gone. Still real. Here's a paradox. Absurdism says nothing is guaranteed, and strangely, that makes everything possible. But if meaning isn't promised, then this moment doesn't have to justify itself, it can just simply be. Absurdism doesn't say nothing matters, it says nothing is owed. And somehow, that makes what is here just feel sharper, more fragile, more worth touching. So if you've ever looked into the void and felt neither terror or inspiration, just a quiet, well, here we are. You're not broken. You're just standing where the story stopped pretending. And maybe that's the invitation. Not to burn it down, not to float above it, just stay.